everyone, so it is another Halloween series video. This is getting really fucking hard because we are now in October 3rd. No, 4th. Today's the 4th. Don't let me lie to you. So anyways, this is getting hard. Trying to do the best I can. Let's see how this goes. So anyways, today's video is titled The Senseless Murder No One Wanted to Talk About. Like I said, I'm not reading ahead no more. I didn't have no hiccups. This is the first recording for this video, so I know nothing. So let's get into it. The morning after Halloween 1986, the lifeless body of 15-year-old Chaim Weiss was discovered in his dormitory room. An examination of Chaim's body showed he was bludgeoned in the back of the head with an unknown object. It was the only sign of trauma to his body. His dorm room wasn't ransacked, nothing was broken as if a struggle had taken place, and there didn't appear to be anything missing. Chaim's body being discovered on the Sabbath meant Detective Don Daly had to wait to interview the other students and teachers at the Orthodox Jewish school. I know nothing about Judaism. Is that what it is? Jewish people. I know nothing. Don't even know what the Sabbath is. Are they like them people that don't eat? Isn't that Buddhism? Where they don't eat? They like fast or whatever? Whatever. I know nothing. But even days later, he kept coming up against a wall of resistance. No one wanted to talk about what had happened. While Chaim's dormitory room ruled out certain motives for the investigators, it also told them something else about the killer. He was familiar with the Orthodox Judaism customs. I was right, I said Judaism. I didn't even know, I guessed. Okay. Based on blood and body placement, it was determined the killer had struck Chaim while he slept in his bed. Then the killer moved his body to two different spots on the floor. The movement of the body aligns with Orthodox customs. A body should be transferred to the lowest, coolest point after death. I learned something new today. Also, the window in his dorm room was open, even though it was cold out that night. Tradition requires Orthodox bodies to have a door or window remain open so that the spirit may leave. Okay. After investigators removed all evidence, a memorial candle was allowed to be placed in the room, but then sealed to protect the crime scene. A few days later, when an investigator went back to the room, someone had placed another candle inside. No one admitted to doing this, leaving investigators to believe the killer did it. The last day of Chaim's life was spent at school with his friends. He had attended class and then services afterward. Later that evening, a couple of classmates saw him reading in the hallway. During the Sabbath, the students didn't use lights in their rooms, so him reading in the hall was typical. That night, no one heard anything suspicious or the sound of struggles. One student did report that his door had been opened and then shut again during the night. Detective Daly was getting frustrated. A young boy had been murdered and he had nothing to go on. After speaking with the students and teachers again, he learned more about the Orthodox Jewish faith. Even if they suspected something, they wouldn't come forward unless they had proof to corroborate their story. The lack of information led the police to give polygraph tests to over 40 students, teachers, and rabbis at the school, but they still had nothing. Most likely, Chaim was targeted by someone familiar with his religion and the layout of the dormitory. Because the killer was able to get in and out without being spotted, it should be noted that Chaim was one of the few boys who didn't have a roommate. Years later, Chaim's father gave an interview where he gave more information about strange occurrences leading up to his son's death. Almost forgot to put my fucking phone in Do Not Disturb. Years later, Chaim's father gave an interview where he gave more information about strange occurrences leading up to his son's death. The first incident was in July 1986. Chaim was at a summer camp and had called home, which was unusual for the boy. He was crying and said he wanted to leave to come home. Calling home upset was not like his son at all. Before the start of the school year, Chaim went to Europe to visit his grandparents. While he was there, Rabbi Avrom Cooper called Chaim's parents asking when he would be returning home. His father thought this was odd at the time. After Chaim returned home, the rabbi and the boy After Chaim returned home, the rabbi had the boy over to his home to talk one-on-one. Again, his father found this odd, so he questioned his son, who didn't want to discuss the meeting. Chaim's father believes the rabbi knows more than he's telling about the murder, but to date, no one has been charged with the crime. And that's the end of that one. This is a quick-ass video. So, what do you guys think? Like, is it custom for them not to talk about anything because it happened during the Sabbath? There's so many questions, no answers. We got nothing. We had a poor dead teenage boy who was probably being bullied. You know, bullying always leads to that shit. But bullying doesn't usually lead to murder. It usually leads to suicide. So, what do you guys think? I do not think it was suicide, obviously, because he wouldn't be able to stab himself and then move, obviously. I don't know. I got nothing, guys. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. On that note, if you guys like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.